What's up, my little Tattle Tells? Yo, Meghan Markle, what's up, Sussex Squad? Meghan Markle has blown the roof off the house. Listen, I woke up Monday saying, what could be going on? Probably the Kardashians are up to some nonsense. What's going on with Kanye West? It's been a sleepy summer, but guess what? Meghan came out with a full interview in the cut, and baby, she left no crumbs. Listen, let me just give you the tone of how this interview is going to go. If you guys have not read the interview, and I quote, this is off of Scobie's Twitter page. Meghan says, and I quote, how do we say this? Let's put this in the tone of empowerment, sick of your BS, and I'm coming for you. Me. She said, why would I give the very people that are calling my children the N-word a photo of my child before I can share it with the people that love my child? You tell me how that makes sense, and then I'll play that game. Y'all, you tell me how that makes sense, and then I'll play that game. First of all, we're going to get into the interview because there was so much in that interview, and we're going to discuss it. But I also have to say, if I were the royals, listen, this is ground zero. For them, this is the beginning of the end. Meghan spilled so much tea, and let me tell you something. If Meghan's spilling tea, Harry's memoir is going to be a bombshell. Harry literally interrupted the interview and said, I lost my father in the process. Y'all, this is groundbreaking. Second of all, what happened? Why are the gloves off? Meghan let it be known that she doesn't have an NDA. To which I said, hold up, stop. Jason Knopf, allegedly, and all those other people on Saltine Island were literally harassing Meghan and Harry, bullying them, putting out all this stuff, doing little snubs, and there was never an NDA signed. Listen, everybody can sit there and talk trash about Meghan's American. Meghan should have known what was happening. Meghan should have known what was going on when she married into the royal family. Do you know what I say? Baby, you guys should know you were messing with an American. You should have known from the gate to get that NDA. But you know what? Thank heaven and everything above and below this earth that she did not. Woo! And guess what? Okay, you know what? Let's just get into this interview. But before we do, Sussex Squad, hit that like, subscribe, notification. If you've noticed, your girl is at 100K. Thank you so much for always supporting me. I'm having a big celebration on Tuesday. Okay, fine. We have all that down. All right, let's get into this interview because, baby, woo! At this point, the Royal Rhoda and also William, Kate, Charles, the Queen, none of them have responded at all. They haven't even put out any fake stories, and I'm going to tell y'all why. All right, let's get into this. Hold on. Okay, so first things first, right? Because there's so much in this interview. Where do we start? So she first talks about what she felt giving up her freedom and all this stuff. Remember, they made her give her passport up. They made her give her keys to her house. She had to give up all her old friends. She had to give up her Instagram TIG. Remember that? True. I didn't read the TIG, but again, she was trying to do a lifestyle brand. And Meghan never made any apologies for wanting to share her life with other people. Again, why are they acting like, oh my God, when everyone, even Kate and William, are trying to share their life with people? The only thing is nobody cares. But let's get into what Meghan had to say. She said, it was a big adjustment, a huge adjustment to go from that kind of autonomy to a different life. There's literally a structure by which if you want to release photos of your child as a member of your family, you first have to give them to the Royal Rhoda. Why would I give the very people who are calling my children, the N-word, a photo of my child before I can share it with the people that I love? You tell me how that makes sense, and I'll play that game. She also let it slip. Well, not let it slip, because you know Meghan is super deliberate. In the article, she jokes that even her blood type is type A, right? The person actually said one of the big reasons they bumped heads is because Meghan did not want to give up control of her image, which is her brand. I kind of disagree with the person that was interviewing Meghan. I don't think it had anything to do with her brand. I mean, it might have a little bit, but I think it's because Meghan, not only is she type A, but she is very, very competent. You see by the way she launched archetypes. You see the way that, yes, she's a perfectionist, but baby, she backs it up. I think she just thought they were all idiots, and she was like, no, I'm not letting you guys destroy me because I saw what you did to Kate. No, even though Kate style was never on, personality was never on, never had any talent, they still somehow lowered her brand. Kate was more interesting and better. I know, imagine that, the words interesting and Kate in the same sentence, was more interesting than Kate before the royals got a hold of her. Anyway, Meghan says, do you want to know a secret? I'm getting back on Instagram. Woo! She said, especially now that Archetypes is coming out. Now, later on, she tried to tell the lady, no, I'm not getting on Instagram. I don't know why I said that, but you know what? I just think Meghan was doing a flex. I think she is going to get back on Instagram. She has to for Archetypes. Spotify is going to be like, if you don't start an Instagram page, but I think she's also letting the royals know, baby, this is war. And if you thought you had problems before, woo, just look at God's glory. Now, right? Now, she did actually also say, who gives a D-A about being a princess? Well, okay, I'm paraphrasing, but she did hint at it. She said, it's important to be thoughtful about it, because even with the Oprah interview, I was conscious of the fact that there were little girls that I met and they're just like, oh my God, a real life princess. And she said, I just look at all of them and I think you have the power within you to create a life greater than any fairy tale you've ever read. I don't mean that in the terms of you could marry a prince one day. I mean, you can find love, you can find happiness, you can be up against what you feel is the greatest obstacles. And then you can find happiness again. Now, to me, that's Meghan keeping it classy, but also throwing shade, saying, y'all the only ones that care about being a princess and prince because that's all you guys have. My life is full. My life is like, ooh, wah, literally. Like, meanwhile, yo, I know Will and Kate are mad along with Charles. Let's actually get to that. Ooh, because there was this really good excerpt on it, right? She's, oddly enough, this is what I mean about Meghan. I love Meghan, but sometimes she is like syrupy sweet. And I love her for that because it seems so genuine. But listen to this. She said, she said, salt and pepper are passed together. You never move one without the other. That's me and Harry. We're like salt and pepper. We always move together. Now, again, it is syrupy, saccharin, sweet, but that's Meghan's brand, and I really love that for her. But I do love the way that Meghan and Harry are building a brand together, right? One is great, but both of them are a sensation for events, for everything they do. She's also letting us know that her marriage is strong and there is nothing coming between them. Unlike Will and Kate, who actually seem to be having some sort of separation. Seriously, Kate seems to be living in that 4-bedroom mansion. I'm sorry, cottage. It was a mansion when Harry and Meghan were going to move to it. Now they're calling it a modest home with 4 bedrooms. But it is a giant mansion. I think 4 bedrooms are bigger than most people's houses in America. But it's interesting to me that while Will and Kate's marriage seemed to be crumbling, Harry and Meghan seem to be stronger than ever. Meghan also says that it didn't have to be like this, and Harry let it be known that the whole situation cost him his father, which lets me know that Harry's book is going to be a bombshell, because who is he beholden to? And again, this sounds a bit morbid. I don't think that he's going to wait until the Queen passes away, right? I know he loves his grandmother, but I think he has distinctly said that he sees a difference between the firm and his granny. And I think he has zero respect or regard for the firm, as he should. Burn that MFer down. But he says, right, she did say that when they went to Frogmore College for the Jubilee, that's when she actually packed up stuff. She found her old journals, which the royals read through, right? She found her old socks. She said it was super bittersweet. But one thing I found interesting was, do you think what made them completely take their gloves off was the Jubilee? Let's not forget Mike Tyndall and his dumb ass, was I supposed to say that? With his dumb self, was sitting there just throwing their heads up, making a big show of snubbing Harry and Meghan. Remember, everybody was trying to jockey for the position of best friend to William, so they were showing all this stuff about how they couldn't stand the mean sexuses. Remember how they tried to play them? Remember how they did such ignorant things, being like, oh, you're not allowed to come to this party or this party, and acting funny with the Queen meeting Lilibet and saying you couldn't take any pictures? Yeah, I think that's what Meghan and Harry were like, yeah, and I'm done with you. Oh, also, right? They said that they literally were willing to go anywhere to escape toxic England, but they didn't want it because just by existing, they were too much. So they said they offered to go to New Zealand, South Africa, Canada, any Commonwealth. She said, but just by existing, we were upsetting the dynamic of the hierarchy. So we go, okay, fine, let's get out of here. Happy to. She put her hands up and mocked defeat. Now, Meghan does say that what they were asking for wasn't reinventing the wheel, and lists a handful of princesses and princes and dukes who have the very same arrangement they wanted. That for whatever reason, it's not something they were allowed to do, even though several other members of the family did the exact same. So the lady that was giving the interview was like, well, why couldn't you do it, Meghan? And she was just like, and looks off in the distance. And she said, why do you think, right? Now, this is the bombshell. She said, it's interesting. I've never had to sign anything that restricts me from talking. And I can talk about my whole experience and make a choice not to. So the girl was like, well, why don't you spill the tea? And she said, I'm still hearing. Bop, 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 bop. That was shots fired. That was shots fired. This is literally saying that she can write whatever she wants. I 100% believe that Meghan is going to write a tell-all. I do believe she's going to wait until they're done building this business, because they actually joke about how they're running a startup. And they're super busy with that and trying to build their family, and they're super secure. But I think once the dust settles, and after Harry's book, I do think Meghan's probably going to write a tell-all in the next 2 years. And the thing is, Meghan doesn't have an NDA. She can talk about everything. And that's one thing about Meghan being type A. I know Mama kept her receipts. I know she has the emails. I know it. Like, I feel it in my blood. So anyway, she also said that there's a difference between a historical documentary and a reality docuseries. She said the piece of my life that I haven't been able to share, that people haven't been able to see, is our love story. And she said that she took comfort in resounding knowing that, above all, love wins. I hope that's a sentiment that people feel when they see any of the content on the projects we're working on. So the girl asks again, what are they currently working on? Meghan's like, it's top secret, whatever Netflix wanted to share. Short answer, the girl was like, Netflix didn't want to share anything. Listen, this is going to be a heck of a winner. The gloves are off. Harry's book is dropping sometime this fall. William and Kate will be in New York making fools of themselves. And Meghan and Harry will be over in the UK showing that they are the illest and the realest to ever do this public service. Y'all, listen, I'm going to follow this story. The article, by the way, is in the cut. Make sure you guys go ahead and read it. I'm going to unpack the article and read it some more. And the pictures, I think they're by Campbell, are amazing. Anyway, Session Squad, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.